Miguel, the movie encyclopedia here. Today I'm going to talk about the most hotly talked about animated film of the winter season, Disney's Frozen 2, starring Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel. Quick plot synopsis: the movie follows the cast of the original Frozen movie, Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf, as they travel to an ancient magical forest to uncover the mysteries of Elsa's powers and the secrets of their own kingdom. So I really was not expecting this movie to be great. One, because I did not like the first Frozen very much, and two, because apparently this movie came out to some pretty mixed reviews from critics. But against all odds, I really enjoyed Frozen 2, and I personally think that this movie was better than the first Frozen movie. Because what I loved about Frozen 2 is that it's nothing like the original movie, but it also kept a lot of the things that I personally liked about the original film. For one thing, the animation is absolutely gorgeous, breathtaking, in fact. This movie is basically, from what I can tell, it's the most visually stunning and well animated 3D animated Disney movie I have ever seen. I mean, they should just given an Oscar just for the animation. I mean, it is breathtaking. Some moments even rival Pixar when it comes to animation quality. I mean, this is a stunning movie to watch. Watch this on the biggest screen that you can find. On top of that, I really enjoyed the characters throughout the entire film. I mean, the returning cast of Frozen 2 from the first movie are just as fun, charming, and emotionally powerful in this film as they were in the original film, thanks to the great voice casts of Kristen Bell, Idina Menzel, Jonathan Groff, and Josh Gad. They were all great, they were all really fun and charming, and I can't wait to see what these actors do next. As for the new characters, not a lot of them stand out, but there are a few great new characters in this movie, specifically Sterling K. Brown's character. He plays an Arendelian guard who used to protect Anna and Elsa's father. I really loved his character because he was as big of a badass as you'd expect from a Sterling K. Brown character, but at the same time he was really funny in several moments throughout the film in a very charming way. I really want to see more animated movies with Sterling K. Brown, because he was really good in this movie, even though he wasn't on screen that much. Now, to me, what makes Frozen 2 stand out compared to the original Frozen is its world building. Frozen 2 throws out a lot of the really cliche Disney princess tropes that, for me, made the first Frozen movie so forgettable and so unbelievably overrated. This movie, on the other hand, focuses more on a fantasy-based adventure story that answers a lot of the questions surrounding Elsa's powers, while building the fantastical worlds of North Uldra and Ahtohallan, where the movie takes place for the majority of the screen time. These worlds are incredibly beautiful and well written and so breathtaking. As a huge fan of sci-fi and fantasy, I was amazed by how much time they spend creating the worlds of North Uldra and Ahtohallan. They're so interesting, and they also do a really good job of tying these in to Anna and Elsa's story. But I just love the fact that this movie tries really hard to not be the original film. It tries to take its own path while still paying homage to the original film. And for the most part, it really worked for me. I know a lot of people are saying that this movie is not nearly as good as the first Frozen film, which I understand, but personally, I think that the changes this movie makes are for the better. If I had to make one major complaint, which I also think is a very valid complaint for why a lot of people don't like this movie, is that a lot of the big twists and surprises and secrets of this movie were completely predictable. I mean, this movie had the most predictable twists of probably any movie I've seen all year. I mean, it's actually a little bit sad. I mean, I get that they're trying to make it so simple that kids will understand it, but for the adults who are watching this movie, the twists were just very unoriginal. But honestly, despite that, this was a very enjoyable movie. I found Frozen 2 to be probably one of the best animated films of the year, even though this movie had a lot of very predictable moments, and the ending was very predictable, but also very heartwarming, which is why I think the first Frozen movie succeeded so well, and that's why I think this movie succeeds so well. So I'm going to give Frozen 2 a 7.8 out of 10 stars. I really enjoyed this movie. I had a fun time. I feel like if you're a fan of Disney animated films, Frozen, or just fantasy-based adventure films, you will really enjoy Frozen 2. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit my subscribe button. Make sure to share this on your various social media channels. Leave comments below on what you thought of Frozen 2, what you thought of my video. I love to hear your thoughts all the time. Until next time, see you around.